Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be going over a how-to guide, at least as of last Friday when I actually filled this form out, how to file for your Form 1s for your short barrel rifle or short barrel shotgun on the ATF's e-file site. Unfortunately, we have an e-file site because we have an NFA, so if we want rifles with barrels of less than 16 inches or shotguns with barrels of less than, I believe, 18.5 inches, we have to go through this nonsense. So what I'm going to do here is just kind of walk you through it because it can be a little bit confusing. Like I said, I just filed the one that you guys are actually going to watch here, like what, 5 days ago, 6 days ago. So it's going to be the current configuration and interface of the website as you see it. So it may change down the road if you guys are watching this a year from now. I don't know. I can't guarantee that. I don't know what the ATF does. Who knows? But right now, this is what it looks like. And I'm going to try to answer a lot of questions that I've seen come up in forums and stuff like that of how to fill in this block and how to fill in that block. One thing I want to point out is that from what I've seen on the internet, as well as living several different places with different NFA people who review it. So like the country's broken up into regions, for those of you that don't know. And each region is assigned a person or persons who reviews the applications for that region, at least at the ATF, so that's how they do it. Certain people, from what I read on forums, I don't know, I'm not a be-all, know-all expert at all, seem to want different verbiage. But what I'm going to do here is just tell you exactly what I've used, and I've gotten, obviously you guys watch the channel, I've gotten a ton of tax stamps approved. So it's what's worked for me, and it's what I know. So if you know something else or you have better techniques or advice, by all means, post below in the comments section to help the other viewers out so we can all share knowledge and hopefully get our stamps processed as soon as possible. So just as of right now, as of today, in order to do the e-file, you need to have a like a trust or a corporation or some sort of legal entity outside of you filing as an individual to file on there. That may change on the road. As of right now, that's how it works. And right now, Form 3s, which I believe are suppressors, are down. So we're not going to do that. If it comes back up where you can do that stuff, e-file instead of on paper, I'll do another video for that, and I'll show you guys how to do that as well. But anyway, enough gabbing by me. Let's get into the actual process for those of you guys that are waiting on that. Okay, so the screen you see here, this right here is the home page once you log in, and I guess I should back up. You have to create an account before you do anything and get your account approved at the atfonline.gov website that you see there. So once you do that, and honestly, guys, they have really weird password rules and stuff, so you just have to go to their frequently asked questions section and check it out. So once you do that and you get it all approved and you log in, this is going to be your home screen. Okay, so over on the right there where you see Form 1 highlighted, it's kind of like a little scroll menu. So you're going to scroll the bar at the bottom just below where it says ATF Form 1 there. You're going to scroll that bar over until you get to Form 1. You're going to click on that, double click on it, and that will bring you to the next screen that you see here. So basically it just tells you what you're getting into to make sure you're not, going down a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. At this point, we're just going to click next and go to the next screen. So here, again, I have a trust, as you guys are going to see throughout this. So this is going to be for filing as a trust. If you have something that's different, please, go to the frequently asked questions section and check that out. So what you're going to click on here, it says select one. You're going to select the tax paid, which says $200 there, and that's the one you're actually going to pick. And then after that, you don't have to, where it says, I'm trying to read this here, guys, where it says internal control number, you don't have to put anything there. That's totally optional, but the reason that I put something there is so that way as the stamp is pending, you can actually track it. You'll see once you actually put this application in, over on the left-hand side in your login screen, you'll see like pending applications. So you can track it. And if you don't put anything there, it'll just be like, they'll just assign it something random. So you'll have no idea what you're actually tracking. So that's the internal control number. You can put a number, you can put a word, as you see there. That's the model of the gun that I actually am filing the Form 1 on, just so I can track it. But again, you can make that up. It doesn't matter what you put in there, and you can put nothing in there. So after that, click next. So at this point, you're going to click no FFL, because what that's there for is for folks that have, class 3 type FFL. So that's not you. in this scenario. So you're going to click no FFL, and then go down and put your trust name in where it says licensee permit, permittee name. So put your trust in there, whatever your trust is, put it in there. You have to click the United States under country. If you don't do that, then the rest of it won't work. I found that out the hard way of trying to do this the first time I did it a whole bunch of times without putting in the United States. I sort of assumed it, but no, you have to put United States. And then for address, there's some debate on the internet, guys. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what to tell you. All I do is I put my address in there. Some folks say you don't have to since it's a trust. Whatever. Just all I'm telling you is what's worked for me. So I put my address in there, which is the address that the trust is under. But even if it wasn't, it wouldn't matter. You just put your address in there. Click next, and just let me back it up a little bit. You actually want to put your telephone number in there in case there's any sort of issue with your application. They can call you, and I've gotten calls from them before when they had questions. So you don't have to like worry about it. And believe me, they know your phone number anyway, guys. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. So put that in there. Again, click next, and we'll get to the page that you're looking at now. Here you want to click add firearm. So you're going to click add firearm, and then it's going to give you this drop down menu here. So the overwhelming majority of guns that you're filing, guys, somebody else has filed. Like for instance, if you're filing like a Palmetto State Armory AR-15 lower, it's under there. It just so happened that I was filing the CZ Evo Scorpion in this one, and I'm the first one. Like literally, the ATF contacted me this weekend about it because I had some questions, because I was the first one in the United States to file this Form 1 of this gun. But that's an exception, so just roll with me here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go up top there. You see it says save, select from templates. My guess is if you're watching this video, you don't already have a template in there because you're sort of new to this, so you just ignore that. Once you get more stamps in there, you can kind of work with that system. It's a little bit different. But you're going to go by manufacturer name, not code, unless you know the code, which, again, I kind of doubt. So, if you're doing the Palmetto State Armory lower, for instance, you'll put in Palmetto State, and it'll prompt you. It'll come up with this drop-down menu, and you just click Palmetto State Armory. So you're going to highlight whatever company that's there. You're going to, it will go into, as soon as you highlight it, you'll have the ability to click verify manufacturer, and you have to do that. So verify manufacturer, and then it'll tell you this message right here. And then you go to the select manufacturer country, whatever the manufacturer country is. So like if you had like, for instance, I'm just trying to think, I don't know, an AK that was made in Bulgaria, for instance, you wanted to shorten the barrel on it, you click Bulgaria. That's totally fine. You can do foreign countries, guys. There's no issues there. So this example just happened to be United States, which is sort of complex anyway on this gun. But again, for most of you guys, it'll just be the United States for like an AR lower or something like that. Click next. It'll give you this drop-down menu here. Again, because this gun was never in the system, it didn't give me the option. For 99.9% of you guys watching this, when you see this select the drop-down menu, it will say short barrel shotgun, or it'll say short barrel rifle. So you're going to click whatever it is and highlight it. So short barrel rifle, click it. You'll get to the next screen, which here you'll be able to, it'll say like model, and you'll just put it in. Usually the models will also be a drop-down menu, but not always. It just depends on the gun. You're going to put in the caliber. It just, like if you have like a 45 ACP, for instance, you'll put 4.5. And then in the drop-down measure of unit of measure, it'll put ACP or something. It'll give you the option in the drop-down menu. For this one's a 9, and then millimeter is the unit of measure. You can see there I had to click create a new item, again, because it's a new gun. Most of you will not have to do that. You'll put in your length of the barrel as it's the barrel that you are going to use. So for instance, if you're SBRing a rifle that has a 16-inch barrel currently, and you're going to put a 12-inch barrel on it, put 12. So that's how that works. Overall length, whatever the overall length of the rifle will be, if you have an AR, for instance, just collapse it down, and whatever the barrel length, all the way from the tip of the barrel all the way to the end of the stock, that's the overall length you're going to put in there. And you need to put your serial number in there. I have never, in all the years I've been doing this, I've never put a description in there. Some people say you have to. If you want to put, short barrel rifle or whatever, by all means, feel free. It's, again, in my experience, it is not necessary. And then again, this is what I was talking about here in the beginning of the video, guys, with verbiage. All of my stamps say exactly this. The reason, every single one says exactly this, and they've all been approved. So if you hear other verbiage, that's fine. But that's what I put in there, and it gets approved. So, you work with what you know. So I know that works, so I just keep putting it. And then click next. So that'll take you to the screen here. This is what trips a lot of guys up. Right here, you're not going to put any documents in here, okay? This is not for you. This is for a different type of filer. So you filing with your trust or, your corporation that you run or whatever, this is not for you. So I know it seems weird and you want to put something in here, don't. You're going to click finish. And also, actually, while we're on this screen, before you click finish, just verify that stuff up there on the right, verify that that's correct. Okay, click finish. And this is what you're going to have. You guys should not have that little yellow triangle there. Again, that's because it's the first gun of this type that's been entered in the ATF system, and they didn't recognize it. But that's fine. But this stamp will still get approved. Don't worry about it. That's why that's there. Most of you will not see that. So don't worry about it if you don't see it. It's cool. So at this point, you're just going to hit next. And at this point, this is where you're going to start entering your documents, okay? So if you're a trust filer or if you're a corporation, your articles of incorporation or your actual trust documents itself, you need to have that in a electronic document. Most of you guys are going to have PDF. I believe it does accept a few other forms, but I know I've used PDF and PDF works, so that's what I use. Again, I don't know that I know they do accept other types of files. I don't know which, but I know PDF works. So if all else fails, scan your document in PDF. So at this point, you're going to click choose file. And then at that point, you're going to put in, it'll say select document type, and you can put trust in there, or, corporation or whatever. You'll see the drop down menu there. Put a description in there, which I just put trust or your trust name or whatever the case may be. And then you're going to click add. I have two different files because I have a trust itself, and then I also have an amendment to my trust. So that's why you see two documents there. If you guys only have one, your actual trust, that's fine. Just upload your trust, but that's why I have two, and you can upload a whole bunch. So if you have a whole bunch of amendments on your trust, upload them all. It's totally fine. So once they're uploaded and you see them underneath document description, that's how you know that it's actually been uploaded down there on the bottom, or I guess in the middle. Rather, once they're there and you have that little red X there, so you know they're actually in the ATF system, at that point, you're going to click next. All right, so you can see here I have this yellow box. 99.9% of you guys will never have this yellow box. So what you're going to, so just ignore that, and if you don't have it, it's cool. So what you're going to do now is underneath the certify, you're going to have to highlight that, and you're going to click pay, because you can't sign it before you pay, right? It's the government. They're going to get their money. So you're going to click the box and then click pay. You'll be prompted to enter your credit card information, as you see here. So just enter it like you would on any other website. And then it will give you, this little screen here that shows all your information. And for your email address, I do put that in there because, again, when you create your account, you're gonna have to put an email in there anyway, but put your email in here because when your form comes back, like when it gets approved, guys, they're gonna email that to you. So that's how you know it's there. So you don't have to put your email there. If you don't put your email in here, they're gonna email you whatever you put in under your account, which is fine. That'll work just fine, but I always put it here just to double check, kind of cross all your T's and dot your I's, if you will. So you have to highlight that you agree to authorize your card and all that jazz, just like every other site. And then after that, once you hit submit, they'll say your payment has been submitted. So this is the screen you're going to get, and then you just close this. You see the close button there? That's what you're going to hit. You're going to hit the close button. At this point, you're not done yet. Okay, that sign and submit form, or button rather, that's what you have to click on now, because now that they got their money, they're going to let you pay. So now they're going to let you submit it, excuse me. So click on sign and submit. And and it'll say this is, you know, what you're submitting it for. So if that's correct, which it should be, click submit. And then this is the last screen you should see right here. It'll say your form has been successfully, whatever. It doesn't say what it's been successfully done. Government website, but that's what it'll say. Click OK, and you're done. That's the whole process, guys. So at that point, your form's submitted. Right now, as of today, when I'm making this, it's taken anywhere between 4 to 8 weeks for these to come back on average. This one here for this particular gun is going to take a little bit longer, again, because it's the first one in the country. Most of you guys were not going to be doing that. I realize the majority of you guys that are watching this are going to be, you know, doing ARs. So, but regardless, most guns have been done. This is just sort of a rare example. But so, you know, 4 to 8 weeks ish, you can check it. But again, underneath my forms right there, that's a good point while I have this screen up. Underneath my forms, you'll see approved, draft, and submitted in process. The submitted in process is where that name that you put in early on in this video, that name you put in to track it, that's where that's going to be. So you're going to see it under there so that way you can follow where it is, and it'll tell you where in the process it is. It'll say like reviewed or something like that, or pending or whatever. I think that's it. I realize it's simple when you watch it, but guys jack this up all the time. I read the forums, just like a lot of you guys do, if people mess this up. The good news is if you mess it up, they tell you. So actually kudos to the ATF on that. Obviously, I prefer this whole system went away and the NFA was abolished. But the fact that we have it, honestly, they've been pretty customer service friendly, just from an objective point of view. I've been contacted by them, I think, on 3 occasions for these forms, and they're super polite, friendly, and helpful. So on that note, you can't complain about it. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions about this process, I realize it was probably kind of boring, but hopefully it's helped a lot of you guys who are watching this and trying to sort of struggle through this website to get in. Another point I should bring up while we're talking about website is, as of right now, this website's down every Wednesday. As of right now, that could change. Everything's subject to change here. But so if you're going on there on Wednesday and it's not working, that's why. But that's about it, guys. If you have any questions about the process, anything like that, hopefully these answered them. If not, you can post one in the comment section. As always, you can also post over on my Facebook page, as always, guys. Hopefully we learned something. And even if you're not filing a form when you watch this video, hopefully you realize the nut roll that we all go through to get these items legally. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, like I said, post those 2 places. And if not, I hope to see you in the next video.